Hey, it's Dr. T here. I'm at the Vsec booth, and I'm here with
Dr. Buckley with internal medicine.
And I'm Dr. Cara Horowitz, also with internal medicine.
Okay, and what we're going to talk about is the general fact that there are specialties very similar to the human world in the veterinary world, and we're going to talk about what's involved in getting that specialty and what they do.
So when we finish vet school, which is a 4-year degree after we get our undergraduate degree, we are officially veterinarians.
Yay!
As soon as we finish school, so we can go out into the real world and practice, and there's nothing else that we have to do. However,
that explains me, but it doesn't explain the specialty.
In some situations, perhaps general practice isn't something that a person wants to go into, which was the decision for me. Then you can elect to specialize. So in order to do that, most specialties require a 1-year internship, kind of similar to our last year in vet school, kind of rotating through things, having a little bit more case management, and then if you are lucky at the end of your 1-year internship and you get accepted to a residency, then you start that program. And most residencies are about 3 years. Depending on the specialty, it is 3 years for internal medicine.
And it's a matching program, right? So when you say if you're lucky to get accepted, you have to apply to different places and you have to get matched for it.
It is a matching program. It's a horrible, stressful, complicated,
with a great ending.
Not
it's a great
well
ending.
understood process. And then suddenly you find out where you're going for the next 3 years. So I was lucky enough to get my residency at Vsec and spent my 3 years there, just doing your specialty that you have elected. So just learning the ins and outs of your particular specialty.
Awesome.
And then at the end of that, you get to take another very big test. Yep.
The boards.
Yep, the boards. And you also have some publishing requirements, also depending on the specialty. And then once you finish all that, you are officially...
You're like 72 years old. And
Yep. And you are officially board certified at the end of that.
And I always recommend to the young students out there, if you're in veterinary medicine, always look towards a specialty. I think it's just going to be better for you. You're going to hear the issues about your expense of getting the degree, but I think specialists are doing pretty good, so I always encourage them to do that. And so after you get your degree, then what do you get to do? You get to play with things, right?
And you're grown up, and then you get to practice in the world. So we do internal medicine. It's sort of the broadest of the specialties, and so we get to do a lot of different stuff, which is really cool, and is one of the reasons why I wanted to go into internal medicine. So I'd say our job is sort of 2 parts. One is that we manage sick inpatients. So we work at a hospital with a lot of different specialties and a lot of things in conjunction with the emergency service. And so a lot of times when animals are really sick for a variety of reasons and they need to be hospitalized, a lot of times we take over their care depending on what their illness is. So if they have kidney disease or pancreatitis or liver disease, we often manage their care in the hospital. And then we also do appointments and procedures sort of on an outpatient basis. And the cases that we see, so we don't do vaccinations or healthy pet visits. We usually do animals that are having kind of a problem that isn't getting better with just regular visits.
Yeah, like they're anemic and they're dying.
Yes. Sometimes they're a little sicker than others, but depending on how sick they are, sometimes we get them transferred to us and they need hospitalization. Sometimes they have a chronic illness and we need to sort of try and figure out what's going on. So we do a lot of diagnostics to try and figure out what the primary problem is, and then depending on what we find, we manage it. So it's fun, and then we do a variety of procedures related to that. So we do a lot of scoping. You hear about people getting GI endoscopy, upper and lower, like colonoscopy. We do that on animals too. So we get to do a lot of procedures and appointments, and so again, a huge job. We do a lot of different stuff, but it's fun.
I look at you guys kind of like the hub, and everything goes out of there. You surgery, right?
We don't do surgery. We send things to surgery.
Right. So out of you guys goes surgery, oncology, whatever, right? You're kind of like the hub of the center. But okay, so thanks for talking to me, guys. And how can people get a hold of you guys? Where are you located?
So Dr. Buckley works out of our Levittown location, mostly in Vsec. I work out of our Philadelphia location in Vsec, and then Vsec is opening a location in Conshohocken this coming spring.
Conshohocken?
Yes, it's very exciting.
Hence the display back there, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And our Philadelphia location is doubling in size, which we're very excited about too. So we're growing, so there's a lot of different ways that you can get a hold of us.
That's great. Well, thanks guys.
You're welcome. Thanks.